Not far east from the unmistakable buildings of the nation's capital, we've got a building that's also unmistakable in sight, but bears a new name. Welcome to Northwest Stadium here in Landover, Maryland. Jake Moody now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And that return gets a little more than the old touchback, Brock, but a little less than the new one. Between the 25 and the 30. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. So the defense decides to decline the penalty. And that penalty is going to go ahead and put them right back where they started. It's 1st and 10 again. Man in motion here. First down throwing for Hurts. Finds a seam down the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. On first down, Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
63, 63, 63.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers have an early opportunity after the interception on the game's first series.
You know, I can still hear the call all the way up in the booth. Okie, Okie! That's what that whole defense screams after an interception, and you see everybody getting involved. That nearly went for a house call. Just an incredible effort by that offense to run it down, but even with that, they will take that Okie any day. What a huge pick in return for that defense.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's first and goal. McCaffrey will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
They'll try again from the 4. It's second and goal. Again, here's McCaffrey. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. One down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
Third and goal, Purdy. Buying some time right. And got his man. That's a San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers parlay the interception into points. It's a Brandon Ayuk touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one splits the uprights. And the 49ers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Good. 63.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He's got Devontae Smith. Now he's past the 25. Devontae Smith. He does it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles get it down to a single point. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they had prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call a different one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll motion him out of the backfield left. On target to his back, here's Christian McCaffrey. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Brought down on the effort by Quinion Mitchell.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. Where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. Chased out to his right. He's running with it.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this 3rd down. From the gun is Purdy. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. They're going for this. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on 4th down.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Markers reset, ball at the 37.
Go.
First and 10, here's Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Eagles have the football. They've got a first to begin the frame. Hurts now from the gun. And a man is there to knock that away. Couldn't connect with Dallas Goedert. And that'll bring up second down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
Great, set. Delta.
Second down, Hurts throwing again. This one finds Goedert. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
First down from the red zone. Escapes out to the left.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Delta.
Hurts. The back's got it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
19 tight. 18
Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. He completes it in traffic. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's a 49er first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. From the gun, McCaffrey. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Zach Bond with the tackle. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st and 10 from the 41. They kick the running back in motion. Purdy on first down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. And it's the 49ers in a very tough spot on 2nd and long. Another try following the sack. Deep down the right sideline, it's his running back making the catch. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about a big hitter, 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, we hear about it all the time. A short memory, right? We hear about it with quarterbacks a lot, Kate, when they make a mistake. But it works the same way for a defense, a whole position group. You have got to flush that big play, come back and play the next play, and boy, did the defense do it there.
Trying again following the sack. Rolling out to his left. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
On 3rd down, Purdy gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Moody knocks it through, and it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. And even 20 seconds left at their disposal on the final drive of this half.
73! 73!
Curt setting up to throw. Looking the sideline, that's Goddard. And he's out of bounds, up at midfield. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Now Hurts. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the 49ers might be able to get some points late after the interception.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down.
Let's go. Come, 19. Buffalo 18.
Now Purdy. They get it right back. That's intercepted. Picked off Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles do not get the return all the way back. That's going to bring us to the end of our first half. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
79 Broncos, 19 tight, 19 tight. 18 left, 18 left.
And they send a man in motion. First down throw by Purdy. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. Looking for the back that time. So that brings up second down. Purdy looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That throw was looking for Brandon Ayuk. So now it's going to be third and long. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Putting a receiver in motion. Here he is on third and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
There was a theory some years ago, Kate, that you would never run play action on third and extra long like this because that play action is really not going to affect the defense. But what you got to understand is many times you're running that play action because of the great protection. You're actually trying to give that quarterback an extra beat. Well, it didn't work out that time.
That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be their football coming up. They've got first down from the 31.
Crowd left Yeti. Hey, easy, 63 pass.
Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. From the 39. He's got Smith. And he'll be touchdown after a big play.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Operating from the gun, here's Curt. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That's swatted away, incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That pass caught by Dotson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Goddard makes the catch. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Jarvarius Ward brings him down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Completed to his running back. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sail that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down.
And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over, over.
He's on the move. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Has it down close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Purdy setting up that play action. Brought in by Ayuk. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Pretty throwing here on first. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. First time this game they've looked to him. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Purdy gets this from the pistol. Mason there to haul it in. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2.
Here we go, set.
Looking to throw. They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Fits it through the middle. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. First down throwing for Hurts. And as that one winds up incomplete, it brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So we're through 3 here. It's Eagles football trying to carry this lead across the finish line. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Hurts now from the gun. And that's nearly intercepted, but couldn't hang on. Just a harmless incompletion. It's 3rd down. Hurts throwing again. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. That route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Into a crowd, and a defender comes up with it. Picked off Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles will be down inside the opposing 35 as they take over after that interception.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
Great, set. Hey. No touch.
On first down, Hurts. That one's cut along the left sideline. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10.
No touch. No touch.
Working inside the red zone. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Talanoa Hufanga makes the play.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing from near his own goal line. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets this one up to the 10-yard line.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
From the gun is Purdy. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. That one intended for Brandon Ayuk. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Nearly take it back for a pick 6, but he stopped at the very last moment. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these 2 defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Gonna run with Barkley. Is in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles take a 3-possession lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Completed over the middle. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Offense up to the line fast. from the 37. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So now they have 3rd and short. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Man in motion, out of the slot. 3rd and short, here's Purdy. Caught into the hands of the rookie from Florida. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First down throw by Purdy. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
Well, that's a major missed opportunity for the offense and a sigh of relief for the defense. Now you got to adjust a little bit, get some extra help on the back end of your defense to take those shots away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal.
To throw again, it's Purdy. Caught by Deebo Samuel. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. They'll send him over right. Purdy on 1st down. And oh, he got it! Interception! Picked off by Quinion Mitchell. And the Eagles take over once again after forcing his 4th interception of the night.
Red zone defense, it is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away. That is a gold star effort by the defense.
First and 10, here's Hurts. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Great. Set. Hey.
2nd down, Hurts throwing again. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
And this is what the modern safety is all about in today's game. More and more, we see guys with an interception and a sack in the same game who can line up seemingly in 10 different positions on the field. Almost a positionless defender, yet their impact can be so great.
He takes this in on his side of midfield. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Headed out right. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26. Play action now with Purdy. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Okay, ready?
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down.
60 Maverick. Warriors, 17. Ready?
Now Purdy. Flush down out to his left. And they pick him off again! And the Eagles take it away once again. The 5th time they've intercepted in this game. Oh man, Brock, somebody, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
Wow, they're gonna pass it here. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Sack down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. This finds Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And the 49ers in a nickel set. 3rd down coming. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That's caught for the first. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down throwing for Hurts. And they pick him off again! Talanoa Hufanga makes the play. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. Pretty throwing here on first. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Picked off by James Bradbury.
I think it's safe to say his day is beyond repair now, if it wasn't long ago. He just hasn't been reading these coverages at all, and it's clearly not on the same page with his receivers. I think it really is now time to think about his confidence for future games and get him out of this ball game.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. He's keeping it. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. Hurts now from the gun. Getting out to his left. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And they chase him out of bounds. That's going to be a sack. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Kate, little good news, bad news, right? Bad news, you take a sack. Good news is you do actually have a few more plays in your playbook. Everybody always says, well, you got more room to operate. No, what you...
And the 49ers get there and take him down. And the pressure drives them backwards. So now, here's 3rd and goal.
Ready, set. Delta.
Curt's to throw. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that brings up 4th and goal.
Boy, take a look at that. Look at him locking down his area of the end zone. They can bring it in close enough to take shots, but there are no easy touchdowns.
Picks it off. And the 49ers will be set up at the 20-yard line following that interception. This undoubtedly the final snap of what's already a decided contest. One final shot here. And that last pass falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. So it's an Eagles win here in this one. And it's not quite a full game shutout, Brock, but keeping that other side off the board in the second half, that sure went a long way towards securing them this win. Made things a lot easier for everyone else to operate in the closing stages of the game. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Eagles are winners. As with that, we sign off from D.C.